Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let me talk about Shazam Fury of the Gods again because here we go. The Hollywood Reporter and them announced that The Rock decided to veto any cameos for Shazam. So apparently Shazam was supposed to show up at the end of Black Adam. He vetoed that. Shazam was also Captain Marvel was Black Adam characters were also supposed to show up at the end of Shazam Fury of the Gods. He vetoed that as well. And it comes to reports about like he was trying to focus on building up his universe, the universe with Black Adam and Superman, and the DC universe was going to be rebuilt around those two characters or whatever, which Zachary Levi said he was clueless to everything because he didn't know why things weren't allowed with his character or why he didn't see this character. And it's just like, well, we already knew that because The Rock had announced that he was going to separate Black Adam from Captain Marvel. And it just goes to show the egotistic nature of The Rock. And not only that, WB, because WB was very restrictive with what Zach and David Ayer couldn't do with these characters. But for some reason, Hamada, Johns, The Rock, James Gunn, all of these people, Patty Jenkins, can come in and do whatever the fuck they want with these characters. And nobody put a veto on them. But it's just like, WB, those are your characters. How you gonna let these people come in here and tell you what characters can't be touched and what aren't allowed? You guys fully own all of these characters. You're not in the Marvel position. That's why it's so disappointing to see this, is because you guys are in a position where you own all your characters and yet you keep most of your characters away. Then we get but you made sure you vetoed Batman and Superman from showing up in Shazam Fury of the Gods. Oh yes, we find out even more that not only was Wonder Woman supposed to show up, but Batman and Superman was going to show up. But WB had already said, nah, they're not showing up at all. So you see what I'm saying? You guys self-sabotage your own film universe and your own franchise because you don't want these characters to show up. Then you let other people, other creatives or actors or producers tell you, oh, those characters don't need to be together, even though those characters are all connected. How you gonna try to set up a JSA movie and then Captain Marvel's not part of it, but you want Captain Marvel to be part of it, but he just can't be in there when The Rock's there? Like, you see how that doesn't make any sense? And then here comes Doc Shafran. He wrote the Mary Marvel miniseries. The power of Shazam, Champion of Shazam, or whatever, something like that. It only lasted for 5 issues because it was sucked. And of course, it's going around how they should give Mary Marvel a spin-off series and she should have a movie. Again, this goes back to the Black Adam thing. Y'all not understanding, without Billy Batson, Captain Marvel, this whole franchise falls apart. That's why Black Adam didn't do well. That's why Shazam Fury of the Gods didn't do well. That is why Mary Marvel, when they try to give her any kind of solo agency in the comic books now, fails because you guys want to try to ignore Billy Batson and try to separate characters away from him who are actually very integral to the character and are very integral supporting characters. You can't set up Mary Marvel without having Billy Batson. That's why it doesn't work. And they tried that shit in Young Justice. It doesn't work. And you tried it in the comic book. And even Doc Shafran, he even said that he didn't even watch the Shazam stuff or read the Shazam stuff. Okay, so you didn't even read the character, but you looked at Mary Marvel and was like, yeah, she's good. She needs to have her own comic book. What the fuck is going on with you morons? Like, The Rock, you're playing the villain of the Captain Marvel Shazam franchise. You're literally the Joker of Shazam's, to Shazam's Batman. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense that y'all would separate these characters away from the character that needs to actually work. If you can't get Captain Marvel himself to work, you can't get Black Adam to work. That's why Black Adam didn't do well in the box office, because everybody wanted to see Superman and people wanted to see Captain Marvel in the movie, but The Rock vetoed that, and The Rock got Henry Cavill in the last 15 seconds. Ooh, wow, that's not really much of nothing. And then don't even get me started with the whole nonsense with people are trying to petition a Mary Marvel movie for what? She didn't do shit. Again, without Billy Batson, you can't have Mary Marvel. You already destroyed their relationship by trying to, instead of making them fraternal twins that was separated at birth, you're like, nah, bump that. We're going to make them foster brother and foster sister, and she's going to be older than everybody else. Okay, that's great and all, but what is the purpose of that character? You get what I'm saying? What is the purpose of having that character there then? Like, she doesn't have that connection to Billy. And if you guys read the original Mary Marvel run, and if you read Mary Marvel in general before the New 52, she was very close with her brother. But her origin still goes back to being tied to Billy Batson. It doesn't work without Billy Batson, just like Black Adam does not work without Billy Batson. You can't do this shit without Billy Batson, Captain Marvel. And the fact that y'all didn't figure that shit out made absolutely no sense, and y'all deserve the failures y'all get, WB, because this one's on you. This one's on you. You were restrictive with two of your directors and creatives and executives, but you made sure you let everybody else have a free fall, and you wonder why y'all think y'all what was his name? David Zaslav was coming in and was like, hey, we need to clean this up. It could be cleaned up if, I don't know, you pick up from where story plots leave off and actually do something. Stop setting shit up in movies if you're not even going to pay them off. You did the same shit in Shazam. How the hell you gonna set up Black Adam and Mr. Mime, and in the sequel movie they're not even there, but you created some original characters where really Billy Batson is fighting old women because they're jealous that he's youthful and have the power and they don't. Like, does that even sound good? Instead of a battle of Black Adam and Mr. Mime, or you could have at least did the Superman Shazam team up thing. Like, you know, there was a small little showcase movie where Superman and Captain Marvel fight Black Adam. That could have been cool as a sequel. And then, you know, behind the scenes, it's manipulated by Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime got everybody in the right place at the right time. That could have been something really cool. So then when the third movie come, you can have Mr. Mime and have the Monster Society setup thing. And like I had said before in my previous Shazam video, is that y'all based Shazam off of the New 52 version of the character, which is not familiar with most people. Most people do not know the Shazam family. They don't know the diverse Shazam family. So it made absolutely no sense to base it off of that version of it. You should have based it off of the classic Shazam line that everybody knows. You know, the one where it's just Captain Marvel Jr., Mary Marvel, and Billy. He works at a radio station, and he lives with his uncle. And Mary Bromfield is the adopted daughter of a rich aristocratic family, and Freddie is a friend of Billy, who he gave the power to after he got injured. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should be doing. But instead, you're like, nah, let's do what Jeff Johns did, even though Jeff Johns' version of the characters didn't work. Sharon's version of the character didn't work. These versions of the characters don't work. And instead of listening to the criticism, and instead of actually going back and figuring out what did work, you're like, nah, fuck that. We're going to ignore the fans, and we're going to ignore everything about what should happen, and just let people have a free-for-all. And this is the things you get. Warner Brothers, you have ruined the Shazam family. You have ruined the Shazam franchise. There's really no one else to blame. Yeah, you can really say The Rock, you can say Hamada, and all those other stuff. But at the end of the day, The people in charge at the time of with WB, it was y'all fault because y'all should have did better with your characters. You should have known what will and what won't work and stuff like that. You know, sometimes y'all need to go outside of California and actually talk to people, because if y'all had me up there, I could have easily told you what could have worked for the characters. And I bet you people would have been more excited with the plans I had than what the fuck The Rock was doing, than what the fuck Jeff Johns was doing, what the hell Walter Hamada was doing, because it didn't work. It didn't work. And the audience didn't show up for it. They didn't barely showed up for the first Shazam movie. And it's strange that you made sure you had a Shazam sequel movie, but you couldn't even get a Man of Steel 2 off the ground. That don't make no damn logical sense. And then you had a Black Adam in production hell for 8 damn years because y'all, this dumbasses, decided to listen to The Rock instead of actually listening to the fact like, we brought this character from Fawcett Comics in the 60s, and what made the character work? What can we use that actually work? You can make a lot of things work. You just choose not to. And I'm telling you, the diverse family wasn't helpful. Listen to The Rock veto all of the characters or veto himself away from the franchise that actually makes Black Adam. It was just doomed for failure. But those are my thoughts. Are you guys excited that Shazam Fury of the Gods is flopping and it's coming to digital April 18th? Are you guys excited to see what the future of Shazam is? Or do you think that DC needs to shelf Shazam and really figure out what makes the character work before they even try another movie again or book series? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.